why they felt the need to vandalize this property.
Blood on your hands. BMO, there's blood on your hands. Scotiabank, there's blood on your hands. Stop funding genocide.
Hamas are resistance fighters.
October 7th was the beginning of the change in the world.
I'm incredibly white. Like, my people are the people that have been doing this for years.
Israel doesn't have a right to exist.
No.
Zionism is the reason for this conflict.
I am Jewish.
Hamas group right now, they were kids that lost their families. Like, they suffered a lot. What do you expect them to do? Like,
Hamas has filled a void of giving expression to resistance.
Can we talk to you?
Yes, please.
What's your name?
I don't want to say my name.
So why do you think it's important, or why do you think they felt a need to vandalize this property of BMO?
I'm not with vandalism. That's not something I support, and that's not what I'm saying. But we need to be heard. We've been taking the streets now for a month and a half, and they've been silencing us. So what is it going to take for us to be heard? We're fed up. Children are dying. Women are dying. People are being bombed indiscriminately. What is it going to take for us to be heard? And if it's vandalism that it's going to make that happen, then so be it.
Do you believe that Israel has a right to exist or not?
I don't believe in Israel as a country, as a state. I believe in the right to Palestine. Palestine was there since forever.
Zionism, as I know, is about Jews struggling for their own country, a Jewish state, which they founded in 1948 as Israel.
Zionism is an ideology where Jews believe that they need to kill Palestinian people in order to free themselves.
What would you do?
In this situation? Like, what would you do in this situation if it was you and violence, and you were in an occupied state? Like, under international law, resistance and violence is legal. Like, regarding international law, if you're being occupied, like, this is a legal. What would you do in this situation?
But we also see images of small children being taken hostage or being killed. Do you think it's okay?
I'm not condoning any of that, but like, I am not in their position.
Do you hope that in our lifetime there will be any peaceful solution to this conflict?
Yes, I do.
So you are hopeful?
Yes. No, I believe it. There will be an end to this ceasefire. Palestine will be free.
Yeah. Do you support this slogan that from river to the sea, Palestine will be free?
I support that 100%.
So the river is the Jordanian River and the sea is the Mediterranean Sea. And between those two exists the state of Israel.
So the slogan doesn't say to destroy Israel, to disseminate Israel. It includes everybody.
It includes everybody. It's just like Mecca for Muslims, Medina for Muslims. So for Jews, Jerusalem is very important. Do you think that it's possible for them to just pack their bags?
I'm saying like before the Nakba happened, which is in 1948, Jewish people used to live in Palestine happily. So many families. It was very peaceful because us as Muslims, we're like, which is mainly Palestinians and Christians, we should respect all religions. And
How would you get out of a situation like that when everybody around you is being murdered, your own people? What are you supposed to do to get out of that?
So do you think that it is justified for Hamas to attack Israel and kill, let's say, children or take hostage like women? They could also take a route like Nelson Mandela or Gandhi of India. Don't you think a peaceful resistance could do what the armed resistance is actually giving an excuse to the Israeli Zionists to just retaliate and bomb?
I think any resistance is justified if you are being occupied. I think that it's very easy for us over here to tell other people who are living in a war zone, who are being occupied, what they should be doing, that they're not doing things peacefully. I'm not stating anything about Hamas or what they should and shouldn't be doing, but I think it's very interesting when we say a narrative like Hamas has to be, or like the people of Palestine have to be more peaceful. I believe they have tried to be peaceful, but they've been occupied for 75 years. I don't know how many more things we should be expecting of them.
So don't you think that religion is a core element behind this conflict, or it is not?
And national identity and land.
What about religion?
Nah, I don't think so. 50 Israel,
Because-
50% secular, you know.
But okay, you say that Israel is secular,
No,
but
I said it's about 50% secular.
50% secular. But when we look at Netanyahu, his Look It party, or when we look at the federal cabinet he has, there are ministers from the settler population who are settlers in West Bank, right? And they represent the far right in Israel. And if we look at the resistance or the leading group of people from Palestine is Hamas. So both of they are representing far right ideology. So don't you think that religion or extremism is behind that?
I think that in the case of Hamas and in the case of both, the right wing of Likud, religion is used as a means to drive people in. But you have to, like Lincoln said, to appeal to the better nature of people's angels, right? Palestinians are secular historically before, the 90s, before Hamas started to rise. Jewish people in the region were mostly secular, and there was general cohabitation between both peoples before the British.
Who exactly is killing people in the West Bank?
The IOF and the illegal settlers.
Okay, so you think the illegal settlers is a big problem?
Absolutely.
So who are these settlers? Do you know about them?
They are Jews that are invited by Israel to come from anywhere in the world. You can go to Israel, and then they will say, "Oh, go settle this land and make Palestine more Israel," which it's not.
But I think that's illegal according to the international law. Do you think so?
Absolutely.
Israel says that they left Gaza since 2007, and since then the people of Palestine, they elected Hamas, and Hamas was the ruling entity on Gaza Strip, and they were receiving billions of dollars, and they could have done something, but rather they chose to tunnels, and they tried to attack over and over again on the state of Israel. What do you have to say about that argument?
I would say nobody in the world is perfect, and no nation in the world is perfect. But what I can see is that over the last 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, Israel constantly bombed the Palestinians, hoping that they would retaliate. And finally, on October 7th, they retaliated.
Do you foresee a peaceful solution to this war?
Difficult to say.
Difficult? Do you think?
Peaceful solution?
Yeah.
We're way past a peaceful solution. Unfortunate.
So, okay, so not even a shred of any idea you have in your brain that there might be a possibility of something, a solution for people of Palestine, for the people of that region. There is no possibility at all.
One solution is the Intifada revolution.
Okay, so basically you don't accept state solution, right?
No, no one does, and no one should.
So there should be just one state, Palestine.
That's true.
You yourself are a Jew, right? You come from the Jewish faith.
I am Jewish.
So the people of the Jewish faith who live in North America, in Canada, are they supportive of the Palestinian cause?
No. 95% of Jews support Israel, no matter what Israel does. That is the way it is. Everybody lines up behind their own people. That is generally how it is. But sometimes you have to look between the lines, and it's obvious to me that the Prime Minister of Israel was trying to taunt the Palestinians, trying to force them to retaliate. So I just cannot stand for Benjamin Netanyahu. I just want Netanyahu to resign, put in a new Prime Minister of Israel, and have a two-state solution.
Not them controlling the country.
Not the state of Israel.
No. State of Palestine.
I come from an ethno-religious group as well. I'm a Menonite. We're very similar in our history to the Jewish people of Europe, Eastern Europe especially. A lot of the Ashkenazi Jews lived alongside us. And so one of the things, I understand that idea of a homeland for your people and somewhere where you feel safe. But to me, the difficulty is, the crimes of Europe and the crimes of America are now being put onto the people of Palestine. and that's unacceptable. It's grandparents, our parents have been complicit in, and you know, I understand that impulse, but people also have to understand what the cost that comes at, and making aliyah, taking someone's house that doesn't fit in well with my moral compass.
So, okay, so, but what you would say to someone from Israel, because we see narratives going on these days on social media. You can see arguments from people of Israel, from Palestinian people. So, a lot of people would say that Jews, don't you think that they have a right to have a Jewish state of their own, just like Muslim people have Muslim countries, or some countries in Europe today, they are constitutional Christian countries. Don't they have a right to have just one country as a Jewish state?
Again, I'm not a fan of ethno states. You know, if you're going to construct a country where the whole basis of its legitimacy is grounded in religion, you know, we've kind of lost the plot. We're talking about 3,000-year-old land claims, but we'll forget to mention the Canaanites, right? Like, these things are always in flux. People are always moving around, so I don't think that they get one place that we can all just sort of say, yes, you have that right, and no matter what you do, you have that right.
So, do you think if a Palestinian state comes into existence, it wouldn't be based on religion?
How many Christian Palestinians are there? They're bombing churches in Gaza.
There were Jewish Palestinians as well. Like, these people existed, and it's not about one versus the other. It's about allowing the Palestinians to exist. And currently, and for the past like over 70 years, that right to exist as a Palestinian individual has been absolutely diminished. And